All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market show. Hope everyone is having a good morning. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Norm. How you doing today?
Good morning, Carlos. I'm doing great. Yourself?
Doing good, doing good. Excellent, guys. So let's get into it. So let's go over our top plays and highlights from yesterday. We'll go over our gappers list today. We can already see Target is on a tear. TGT since this morning early on, it's been ripping it up 17% so far. So look
All right, good
forward
morning,
to
everyone.
getting
Welcome
into
to.
that. All right, so let's get to it. So HGV yesterday was one of our gappers. This morning it looks like not much activity going on right now, but yesterday gapped up nicely. Let's look at how it traded. Let's go over to the 5 minute here. Again, pre-market activity was so. We thought it was going to get better. So this pre-market activity was a little bit all over the place. And that's kind of what we got yesterday, guys. Look at this here. It's just nothing pretty clean about it. Not really tradable. You have one candle. We get this candle a lot in the open. It's more of an indecision candle. You can see the wicks are very similar in length, and the body is almost very similar as well. Just again, it seems like a very indecision candle. But then after that, you get the same type of candles, like nothing really clean here to trade, and then it just became really untradeable. So HGV, nothing fun there. KSS was another one we had on our list. This one actually traded a lot better. It had a very clean pre-market activity, a lot of volume, and look at the open here, how it drops down. Just give me 1 second, guys. Yep, how it drops down nicely here, hits the moving averages on the VWAP, cannot get above that, and then starts selling off real nice towards these levels down here. So KSS was a beautiful short yesterday for the open range breakdown. It took a while to get going. You couldn't get in right at the 5. You would have been stopped out. But on this pullback back up to the VWAP, once you notice that it couldn't crack above the VWAP anywhere around here, could have been a great entry to take it down for sure. And it did just that, broke the low of the day nicely. And look at this 47.18, which was also, I believe, the low of the pre-market as well. So we have 47.18. Yeah, it looks like it was very close to the low of the pre-market in the morning. And you can see once it broke that, it just went down for another nice leg down here. CGC was very nice, guys. Had a good day yesterday. Again, had a nice drop here, then took off real nice over the VWAP, hitting some levels here. But I thought it went up a little more. I thought it later in the day it kind of sold up higher. Just want to check here. All right, that's better. See, this candle here is throwing me off. I thought it was a bigger move, and once you take this candle out of the way, yeah, you can see there it is. That's a better move. So I thought it was a bigger move than what I was seeing. But here it is. It drops down, comes back up, pretty much engulfing the previous candle, then it's kind of setting itself above the V up, and you can see this beautiful pop all the way for 50 cents to 27.75. So again, it turned out real nice. Open range breakup on CGC. TJX, on the other hand, this one here took a while to get going, but once it did kind of a double bottom, again, we kind of like the bottom to be at the exact same level, but you can clearly see this thing did not want to go any lower. Goes above VWAP, and then it just shoots out. Once all these moving averages come below the price here, you can see how nicely it pops up, hitting this next moving average, and then kind of settling in again, and then going for another leg. So TJX was very nice yesterday. Although it had a horrible pre-market activity, it actually traded very well into the open. IQ was one that, again, just kind of surprised me the way this thing took off. Had a beautiful opening range breakup. Pattern ORB, as you can see here, this wick is a little long, right? This is an aggressive pullback, but once you get this pullback, the next candle opens up nicely above the VWAP, heads up right up to that point over the high of the day. Again, finding some struggle with this moving average on the 5, eventually gives you another pullback down here, not quite to the VWAP, but very close. And then here's where it becomes a good ABCD pattern, right? We talk about this. A lot of these good ORBs, they start off that way, and then they become a great ABCD pattern. So you can see right on here, you got your A, your B, your C on this pullback, and then here's your D. So great ABCD pattern after a nice ORB. What I've seen some of you guys do, which is great, you take the ORB, you'll take some profits out here, and then you either, if you're patient enough, you can add in this position, realizing that you're now in the ABCD pattern. You can add here to your position, move your stop a little higher, because now your average is going to change a bit, and then take advantage of this move again here. So again, just a beautiful trade there, and then it continues to be a great one to hold even for later on in the day. It comes back, tests the VWAP. If you have a great entry below here, you're going to stick to your break-even point as your new stop. And you can see it hits the high of the day at that time and continues to go higher. So again, IQ became a beautiful trade. SE was a little choppy, though I saw some of you guys trade it successfully yesterday. But again, this was not as clean. You can see this opening range is pretty wide, and once it does that, you got to be very careful. It's so far from the V-up. You don't want to go chasing this and get stopped out, get caught in a drop. The drop does come a little later in the open, but again, you want to be very careful. Once it gets so extended from the VWAP, It's not a good idea to go chasing for an ORB. But I did see some of you guys take a few scalps here. Also, wait for about 2 hours or so, and wait for a beautiful trend trade here once it gets in this on this moving average. So that was nice. So again, good trading on SC. That was not easy to trade. SRPT was tough, guys. I mean, this one, it looks good now, but the price action of this was not clean. Again, if you didn't have a great entry, you could have easily got stopped out because the swings were a little bit all over the place. Yeah, you have this nice indecision candle here. Now it looks very beautiful, right? Nothing but green here, so you might be thinking, wait, what are you talking about? This looks perfect. But the actual price action was a little tough to trade. So again, beautiful now, coming above the VWAP, above the moving averages, crossing this moving average here and just continue to head higher. I mean, this thing goes from the bottom where you could possibly had an entry for a reverse around 98 all the way to 106. Right, so that's a big jump there. That's not a small move by any means, but again, it was very difficult to take that trade. So that is what we had yesterday, guys. Let's go over to what we got going on. Let's get the market post, see what's happening with the news and the SPY this morning. What do we have, Norm?
Well, we've had a few retail earnings come out, which is typical of the end of the earnings quarterly earnings report kind of cycle. Target lows, which are on our gappers list, and we'll talk about those in a little bit. SPY is up about 0.6% this morning. So coming off of yesterday and the 3 days previous were all up days, and then yesterday was a little bit weaker than that, giving a little bit back. But today we actually have the FOMC minutes from the last Fed rate discussion / meeting a few weeks ago. That'll be released at 2 o'clock this afternoon, 10 a.m. this morning. We have existing home sales, which both of those are fair. Well, the FOMC, everybody's going to be parsing over every single word to try to figure out, do we have 1, 2 rate cuts coming this year? What's the mentality of the Fed right now? So that's what we got today.
All right, excellent. Yeah, so be on the lookout for that, because when that happens, you usually are going to get some type of reaction from the market. So let's get into it, guys, starting with TGT. Obviously, this one is on fire today. It is cracked 100. I was looking at this earlier, and it looked like it was just going to keep going and going, so it did hit 100 now. This is up 14.52. I'm sorry, 17%, $14.50 up since the close yesterday. So again, tons of volume, guys. Beautiful pre-market activities you can see here. We're looking at 3 million shares traded so far. So TGT definitely in play. Norm, what's the great news on TGT this morning?
Yeah, they reported gangbuster earnings this morning. They, everybody's for the last couple of years talked about Amazon killing retail. Target, instead of closing stores like a lot of people were, kind of went all in on digital. So they're going to open more stores, maybe with a smaller footprint and such, and it seems to be the management team seems to be executing it well. So I've got a little FOMO this morning, frankly. I woke up pretty early, had my eye on the market, and both Lowe's and Target I almost took pre-market in tiny size, which I never do, some time ago. Target, I actually almost took it around 90. And then Lowe's, I considered it 104, and I was like, oh, I'm sleepy. I had enough coffee, so I didn't do it. But
yep, I hear you. It's great when it works out, but then when it does, it's like, man, why did I break my rule of not trading in the pre-market, right? Yep. So I get it 100%. So here we have TGT definitely in play, guys. Beautiful pre-market activity, hitting 100 now. And Peter's mentioning also in the chat room that is an all-time high, so that's great. Again, this is going to be a very nice one to trade. Just love the way that the action too. Look how it was stuck around 90, right, for a couple of weeks. Just couldn't break out of that. Dips down a bit here. We had some market action when the market was dropping a couple of weeks ago. You guys remember that? And then consolidation, and now this just amazing pop here. So that's going to be great to trade today. Since you mentioned Lowe's, let's go over to Lowe's and see what Lowe's has going on. So I'm assuming this is the same thing as well. They're up 12.5, 571,000 shares traded.
Yeah, they had great earnings this morning, as we know and we've discussed. Home Depot just reported, and even though the stock popped on the news, their earnings and such were a little bit, they weren't quite what was expected. On the other hand, Lowe's has essentially killed it. So they're popping 12% today, 12.5%, and see how far this one can go. Their all-time high is up around 118, 119, I believe.
Okay, excellent. So yeah, so definitely Lowe's in place has a very similar pre-market activity as Target does. You know, which is a nice pop here, up 12% $12 from the close yesterday. Look at some of these levels we have already. I think they're definitely worth keeping, guys. Just want to mention this. You got 103 right on there. You can see the clear area of support and resistance. Look at this 99 as well, very close to. You see some areas of support and resistance, and this 96 is sitting right on the previous day close. So again, just very nice how these levels are working, and we definitely can keep those and add some more towards the top as we continue to head towards these highs. I think the all-time high you mentioned was around here, right? 120ish or so. That's what it looks like.
Something in there, yeah, mid 118s, I believe, yeah.
Excellent. All right, so let's go to
And it actually, if you pull back on that chart a little bit, or even pull up a daily, you'll see it kind of double top there before that big dive.
Yeah.
You need to go back further than that, though.
Further than this, hold on.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this. Oh,
there
that's
you go.
Huge. Oh yeah, that's huge. Okay, I thought you were talking about this little one here, but no, this is
no.
Look at that. All right, so that's a possible. You know, depends how strong this thing wants to be, man. This thing could definitely has the juice. Again, up 12% on a stock like this is pretty massive. These stocks don't usually move all that big like that, but today they're definitely in play. We have PDD next. It is up 16.1, 3 million shares traded so far. So another one with some amazing volume. Look at this pre-market activity, also looking very nice. PDD is one of those stocks you got to be very careful with. What's the ATR on this? ATR is only $1, but I feel like this thing can move a lot more than that. Every time we have it on our watch list, and when it is in play, the move seems to be, $2-3 easily. So today, for example, it's up 16%. It's up $4 already from the close yesterday. Do we have any news on these guys this morning?
They reported, they had a positive earnings report, and I have not really been able to dig into it too much yet, but that overall, obviously positive, up 16% this morning.
Excellent. All right. So yes, we have a question. Yes, DOFLPKS. We do live trade in front of the students. Yes, Andrew comes on at 9:30. Actually, before he comes on around 9:15, and then he does live trade, and then Norm live trades, and Peter and William, Eamon, all these guys get on and do live trades. All right, so PDD exciting, guys. This is definitely in play today. Again, just tons of volume here. We'll get to some levels on that as well. We have Teva. What is Teva up to? Teva's been making some noise here. Last couple of days, again, just kind of grinding higher. It looks like it found the bottom around $6 here. Kind of getting above some of these levels. Today is up 2.9. It's got some volume, 201. Not the greatest pre-market activity as we've seen so far. We've been spoiled with Target, Lowe's, and PDD. They have amazing pre-market activity. This one is not exciting at all. Maybe on a regular day when things are slow, this could be good to watch. But today, not looking all that great. So we'll keep it on here, but might not make the final cut. BZUN. BZUN is down 6.4, 351,000 shares traded. We definitely have some levels in the past here, probably when it gapped down on this day here. We added these. Pre-market activity looks a little interesting. We do have some movement out of this. So look at the difference. This one has 351,000 shares, not much more than Teva, right? Just only 150 more. But look how great this pre-market activity is, right? This is what I want to see. Now, it does not mean, guys, and we always say this, does not mean that Teva cannot put in a great day. It definitely can. But I think sometimes when you have a good pre-market activity, it kind of sets the tone a little bit on what you can expect in the open, right? But it could go either way. This could be horrible and this could be great. So you just want to try to find the best possible edge that you can. So BZUN definitely in play today. Good pre-market activity. Not the best daily chart, guys. I do see that. But it's definitely worth taking a look, taking a little close dive into some levels on that and keeping it on our list. Children's plays, I spent a lot here. So this is down 9.2, 399,000 shares traded so far. Pre-market activity not all that great, but it is early, so hopefully we can get something out of this today. So I'm assuming these guys reported earnings, Norm? Towards the downside, they don't look like they're having a good time this
morning. I was replying to something. I got sidetracked for just a minute. So yes, they did in fact report earnings. They've been kind of on a downward slide for a while, and then they once again disappointed this morning. So
yeah, I see that. Yeah, Hector, you're right. I'm probably not spending enough that they're dropping. So here it is, guys. Again, 9.2. This is definitely in play today. Children Place just kind of taking a dive here. Definitely worth watching. Some good volume. Pre-market activity not as great as Target and Lowe's, but definitely worth taking a look at. Next, we have Tesla. Tesla's coming up on our scanners. See what's going on there. Tesla. It is down 2.1, 175,000 shares traded so far. So here, the pretty nasty daily chart. They actually had a good comeback back in. Yeah, we hit this 177, so they actually bounced really nice all the way up to 270, guys. That's a $100 move. I mean, that's pretty nice. So right now they are kind of gapping down a little bit. 2.1, not much. Pre-market activity does look great though. Tesla doesn't give a great pre-market activity most times, but today I do like the way this is setting up. You got some good volume, nice little drop here, and you got some very clean levels that I like. This 210 here is perfect. This 215 is perfect. If we could lose, the price action right now is sitting right at a level. If I draw this line right on it at 221, you can see where you had some resistance before. Support, and you have some resistance, support, and we're bouncing right off that right now again. So I think Tesla is definitely worth keeping on our list. We'll take a little closer look on it later. Next we have JMIA. Which is this one? JMIA. Wow.
Yeah, Tesla should be interesting today. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm curious what else news comes out of this. So it was reported yesterday, Walmart's suing them. A few years ago, Tesla and Solar City were two different companies run by Elon Musk. Solar City merged under Tesla's umbrella into the same company a while back, and now they're being sued by Walmart. I believe it was 7 stores. Walmart's got contracts with Tesla to provide and maintain solar panels for some of their stores, several hundred stores. And I guess they're being sued because they started fires on 7 of them, and they're saying they're negligent in that. So it should be interesting what happens there.
That should be interesting. Just want to go back here. I didn't notice that Children's Place is actually 15 million shares float. Did not think that was such a low float for that type of company.
Yeah.
They're pretty big here in the East Coast. They really have stores all over the place, almost in every mall. But yeah, 15 million shares. Wow, I did not think of that. So definitely one you want to be careful with. What's the ATR as well? ATR is what's ATR here? Yep, $4. Yeah, so that one you got to be careful with. Yeah,
that's huge for
that type of stock. That is pretty massive there. So let's put it down here as a riskier stock. Again, it's a big company. They do have a lot of stores, but again, just shocked with that flow. So we'll keep thank you for pointing that out, CFC. We'll keep that in mind. So JMIA, this one here is Jumia Technologies. Not sure what they do, but they've been really just dumping since. Oh my God.
They are nicknamed the Amazon of Africa. It's an e-commerce company I think they're based in Germany, but they function in Africa. And there's been a lot of questions about this. I remember this thing IPO'd in April, I want to say mid-April.
Yep.
And it shot up. There were a lot of those IPOs in that time were really popular and did well, but there were some questions about its books or ethics, some issue there that caused this to trade down. It spiked up to 50, and now it's down 80% of that almost. So
yeah, no, this is you're not happy if you bought around this area here, thinking this thing was going to be the next big thing. Right now, trading at
Beyond the Meat.
Yeah, Beyond the Meat, right? Trading at $12, down 18.6, guys. This will definitely be a good one to watch today. It's a fairly recent IPO, just opening up in April, right? So fairly recent is a ticker. I do not have shares for sure, unfortunately, but again, it's a good one to watch anyway, because you do have a good pre-market activity. You do have a level here we tested just a couple of days ago. It looks like we're kind of getting a bounce out of that. We're right back at that level. One more thing, guys, I always mention on stocks like this, do not be short biased. Yes, this is down 20%. It looks like if it cracks, it can go down to 8 easily. But how many times have we seen stuff like this bounce back and squeeze people all the way up to the highs, right? So very careful on being short bias. Wait for the setup on what that can give you. So that completes our gappers list from Trade Ideas, guys. Again, Trade Ideas is a very great scanner. We have this up all day in the chat room, but if you are interested, definitely check it out. Norm, we do have a promo on this on Trade Ideas, correct?
Yeah, we do. If Abiel or somebody could throw up the link. It is right now. Trade Ideas has a promo 4 or 5 times a year. It's pretty rare. It's up in the alerts, but they've got a 25% off either their standard or premium package. And usually, and I believe it's the same on this one. 25% off if you do monthly. It's off your first month. If you do annual, it's 25% off the whole year. So it's a heck of a deal for trade ideas. And like I said, they don't do it too often. They don't do it very often.
Yeah, it's Andrew sent out a nice newsletter. If you're not signed up to a newsletter, go to bearbutraders.com and signed up. He put a blog on this about, how great this is. He came in, saw a Disney trade this week, and was able to trade it based on these scanners. So it's just a good tool to have. All right, guys, so let's get into our NASDAQ active, NASDAQ gainers. PDD we have here, again, just very active, up 14%. JAGX, more of a penny stock, horrible daily chart. Volatility index should be down today. Yep, down 6.7 after, look at how crazy it has been over the last couple of days. Again, just kind of shows you how the market has been slightly all over the place. You can see that on there. NAKD, as we know, is a penny stock. Children's Place, we have already, PLCE. NASDAQ ETF, this is a penny stock as well. BZUN, we have. AMD, let's just check out AMD. AMD's daily chart just keeps getting nastier and nastier. I mean, this thing is just,
really right now.
Yeah, it's definitely not having a fun time. Look, it's just the last couple of days.
Yeah, their pre-market's about as ugly as AMD gets too.
Yeah, exactly. So not looking great at all. Again, not one I'm going to watch today. Let's go over. Again, here another NASDAQ ETF. So we have a JAGX, also a penny stock, not trading well. WTRH, also not great, no volume, penny stock as well. PDD we have. LEDS, also horrible. CERC, nasty. APTX, same situation. ALT, not much going on here. OPTT, this one, no activity, no volume. WSG, nothing going on there. GNLN, also nasty, no activity at the moment. All right, guys, what do you like, Norm? How's your top four doing? Anything exciting on your end?
Yeah, NVIDIA was kind of all over the place yesterday. It dropped at the open, pulled back up. So it's sitting right at that 170 number, which has kind of been a significant area for it recently. Then, Roku is right there in the mid 130s. Apple took off like a rocket. And then I apologize. I'm having a chart issue over here.
Oh, no worries.
Apple's been in a consolidation range near its recent high, just under it. I think its recent high was around 218, and now it's consolidating between 210, 213-ish. So unless one of those can break out from that range, I'm not seeing a whole lot there. Facebook took a wild dive midday, dropped like $3 or 3 or 4 points in, I don't know, 2 minutes, maybe less. So I'll be kind of interested to see if anything pans out from that. That was yesterday. And then it pulled back up a good amount of that, but I'll have my eye on those.
Yeah, these are interesting. I gotta say though, Roku always looks interesting because again, this stock can always just consolidate and then take off and break an all-time high like it has been over the last couple of months. If you go back and look at this thing was trading just in December at 27 bucks, guys. Just 27 bucks. Look at this thing now, over 135. It seems like every time it goes higher, sells off, and just has a beautiful uptrend. But Nvidia, I have to say, Nvidia's daily looks very interesting, man. This thing here had a nice day on what's this? 2 trading days ago. Then you had this one yesterday, and now you kind of have that 170. If it can break out of that, like you was mentioning, that could be very interesting. So definitely worth taking a look at. All right, guys, what do you guys have on your end? What do you like? Let's see here. JMIA is a low float. What is the low float on JMIA? This one is, oh yeah, it's a very low float. Yeah, I'm definitely probably not gonna.
I don't think the float and trade ideas is right.
Yeah.
I think FinViz is up a little bit higher than that. It has 6.75 million shares. So nevertheless, it's a low float, but I don't think 22,000 is correct.
Yeah, we could throw this one down here. Right over here with the rest of these guys. All right, perfect. All right, what else do we have, guys? What else you guys like today? What do we have? Yep, down we have JMAI. We have, yep, I see a lot of talks about that. Target we have. Target is all-time high. Yes, that's been confirmed. So really strong today. All right, guys. So it looks like a lot of stuff you guys are mentioning we have on here already. Tesla we have as well. If there's nothing else, we'll go straight to announcements, and then we'll come back. If there's anything else that looks exciting, we can definitely pull it up again. All right, go for it, Norm. Take it away. What do we have coming up for today and this week?
If you guys haven't heard, and you probably have from me, but I'll say it for another day or two, is the Brett Steenbarger interview we recently did is released on YouTube. If you have not had a chance to see it yet, go check it out. Really great interview, great discussion on trading psychology. He's one of the most renowned authors in the world for trading psychology. He works with some of the big prop firms. So check that out. Really an honor to do that. And then we should have some interesting news on him coming up as well. Then Dash Trader is doing their second #1 best trader competition. We're sponsoring it. Bear Bull Traders is sponsoring it. It's going to run from September 3rd to September 30th. You can check out all the info, rules, and such there at onebesttrader.com. That's the #1 besttrader.com. If you use the promo code BBTFall15, like Bear Bull Traders BBTFall15, you'll save $15 off the registration, which is $75 for early bird. It'll drop it to $60. And I believe when you sign up, the competition is September 3rd to the 30th, but you get a simulator to practice in prior to that when you sign up. We've been honored to be nominated for the Benzinga FinTech Awards Best Financial Literacy Tool. Adil's posted a link in the alerts. If you would also post it in YouTube, that would be great. If you enjoy our content and the community, we would be honored to have your vote. You can vote one time per day per device. Peter's doing a workshop Wednesday today, noon Eastern in the classroom. It's going to be on demons and managing psychology. William has expanded his trade reviews. A lot of people, especially a lot of our members on the Pacific Coast, trade before they go to work and then are stuck in an office and can't do his trade reviews on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern. So he's doing a nightly session on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. It will be in the classroom. It will also be live streamed on YouTube. If you go to our forum, you don't have to be a member to be in our forums. But if you go to bearbulltraders.com, check out the forums. If you're on YouTube, you can post a link and he will check out a trade or two from YouTube likely. Two other quick things. There's a meetup for San Francisco coming in September, and I don't have the date posted here. If anybody has it with them handy, let me know and I'll shout it out. But check the forums for the San Francisco meetup coming up. If you are watching us on YouTube, you have not been in our chat room but would like to try out the chat room, I know a couple of people were asking questions about it, what it's like on YouTube. You can use the promo code PREMARKET24. That's no punctuation, hyphens, anything like that. No spaces. Pre-market, the number's 24, and get a discount off a 1-week trial that does not renew. And then also, so there you go. The San Francisco meetup is in September on the 7th. And then the last thing, just remind everybody, if you would please, the chat room gets busy. During trading hours, please post anything not directly related to a setup, a stock, or something along those lines in the off topic, and we will get right back to you. So that's all I got for you. Thank you.
Excellent, guys. All right, so let's get to it. So let's start with the top here. Let's get this list to a little more manageable watch list. So we have Target here, obviously in play, guys, hitting all-time highs at 101.05 is the high of the pre-market right now. So I'm going to mark that down here. Does look like it wants to continue higher, but 101.50 is the pre-market high at the moment, which is also the all-time high, so no other levels towards the top. Now I just want to go back. Has this been the all-time high around 90 as well? Is this gap completely empty? Let's take a look at that. Just want to say, let's look at our weekly chart. Okay, looks like it is. We might have just one more pop there around 90. But yeah, it does not look. I'm looking at the weekly chart now so we could save some time. Yeah, it looks like here around this area was the last time we were at these Oh, why can I zoom in? Here we go. So yeah, so this was the last all-time high. Looks like 90.31. Anyone correct me if I'm wrong, but that looks like it was around that area. So really no levels in between here, guys. So what we want to do is we want to watch out for this 99s, 98s, 97s. All these whole dollar numbers are something you definitely want to be on the lookout for. As the market opens, notice what is the low of the day, what's the high of the day. Put those on your chart just to see what we can get out of that. But right now, again, this is very, very active. You can see here some really good volume, 3.6 up 14 bucks, almost 15 this morning. This is definitely going to be in play today. Lows we have here, we have our high of the pre-market sitting at 110.89. So we'll mark that down. Looks like we are banging our heads against that level. Hopefully we can break out of that. Towards the bottom, guys, we got some good levels I'm going to keep here. This 99.86 very close to the low of the pre-market. This 97.76 basically right at the close of the previous day close. We also have this 103.63, right? You can see the consolidation and the another consolidation, sorry, the support and resistance happening across that line there, 103.63. And then we have this 106.17, also good when you have a day here that's kind of very close to it. But we can add now with the new information we have here, this one, 108.33 is also last time below the price that we have, an area of possible support. If we go across to the left here, let's see what we have towards the top. So towards the top we have this high, the pre-market high at 110.93, very close to this area. Look at this one here. Look at this support on this 103 I'm sorry, 110.93. You also have support and resistance right in here as well, right? You have a beautiful run and you stop right at this 110.03, and then you get, I guess you come back down, test the previous resistance, and then take off, right? How many times have we seen that? So that's a good level to have. So towards the top, just want to have another level in case we keep going higher. Right now this thing looks very strong. I do like this 112.32. You have several days kind of giving you like a little hammer here, testing off that 112.32, so you want to mark that down. And then towards the top, obviously you're going to have 118 all the way up here, but just to have something in between, you have this 115.19. also you have several days testing that level right on there, whether as support or resistance. You can see several days banging their heads against that 115.19, so you want to have that on your chart as well. So again, lows looks very good, very clean pre-market activity, guys. Some decent volume, not as much as Target, but again, you still have 667,000 shares traded here. And again, a nice, beautiful pop on some good news here. So PDD at the moment, again, also has a very clean pre-market activity, guys. This one's trading 4 million shares so far. ATR on this one is not as high. It's only a buck, guys. But again, you want to be careful because this thing today, the low was at 26 and the high today is already at 30 bucks. So you want to be very careful on how you trade it. So high of the pre-market, 30.38. Let's go over to the left here and see what we can find. We do have a very nice clean level here at 27.80. You can see this day right here has a beautiful test of that level. And if you see the line here, you can see several days using it as support and resistance right around this area. You got a couple of days there testing that 27.80 level. The price action is sitting right at a level, so I just want to zoom in a little more. So the price right now is kind of sitting right at this area where you have several days testing, opening and closing around this 29.35. I'm not going to mark it now, but I will be aware of that. There's, there's a lot of stuff happening. We'll mark it. Let's just mark it. Price, where the price is at right now, 29.23 or so. Just mark that down because you have several days opening and closing and testing that area there. If we get above the market high, we do have another very clean level at 31.93. That's an area you want to have on PDD. So plenty of levels on PDD. If you look at the pre-market activity now, it's just kind of zooming in a bit. You can see how these levels are being tested. You have your 27.80. You have where your price action is right now, right? It's 29.23 or so, and then you have your 30.38. So again, this one's very good. Love the pre-market activity right now. Teva's not doing much, guys. Again, it has some volume of 244. It is up 3%. But looking at this and just what we're kind of getting today on Lowe's, Target, and PDD, this one's not really looking all that exciting. So I'm going to take this one off. BZUN, guys, at the moment, I do love the pre-market activity. Not so much the daily chart. The other ones have a way better daily chart. Let's remove some of these levels and get some fresh ones. We have low of the pre-market sitting at 45.06. Towards the bottom, clearly this is going to be a level 40.34. So the last recent low we have here. And then we have somewhat of a consolidation happening around 42.79. When you have this nasty daily chart, it's not as easy to find very clean and precise levels, but you do have an area of opening and closing where they're testing this level here. Could be an area where you can find some support if it can lose this low of the pre-market. Towards the top, you do have plenty up here near your our high of the pre-market, which is 52.10. You have your previous day close, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days right in here. So again, just plenty of levels on there. But right where the price action is at, right on there, you do have several moving averages that I like. So the price is sitting right around some moving averages. I'm going to mark that down. I know it's right where the price is at 46.89. And the reason is because if the price can move one way or the other, you want to have this level here because you got some moving averages there. You have several days that almost test that level there, and also some that are opening and closing right around that price action now. So definitely one you want to have on your chart. Tesla at the moment, guys, pre-market activity looks very good. Again, Tesla is one that doesn't have a great pre-market activity for the most part, but today's looking very exciting. It does look very weak at the moment, like it wants to test some of these levels down here. You have a very clean level at 216.35 and one all the way down here at 211.61 towards the bottom, some very clean levels. And then towards the top, you have all these highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. Your low from 2 trading days ago, Monday, I believe it was, is right at where the low for today is. So again, don't need to mark the low of the pre-market right now. That is very close to what this level is, and then that was previously resistance on the last 2 trading days of last week before Monday. So plenty of levels for Tesla, guys. It's going to be interesting to see what it does here. Again, it's at a situation where it can, if it loses this one, you got some very clean levels that it can go for. So we'll see what we can get out of that. All right, so NVIDIA, guys, I do love the daily chart in NVIDIA. I think it has the possibility to crack this 171.40, which was the high from 2 days ago. We do have 174.04, and we do have 178.38. So I like the way this daily chart is forming here. Higher highs, higher lows, kind of wedging into this 171.40. If it can break out of that, can give us a nice move. Pre-market activity is starting to get a lot better. Last time we looked at this was here, not looking all that great. We're starting to get some movement now. Hopefully the volume can come in here and take it into one direction. We know they're going to get the volume. It's just, is it going to be nice and clean for us to trade? All right, so I'll definitely watch NVIDIA. I'll keep that on my list. Let's look at Roku. Roku is not as active at the moment, so I'm going to remove this one. Facebook starting to get a little better, but I like NVIDIA out of Norm's top 4 today, so I'm going to remove this one as well. Children's Place, it's got a good pre-market activity. It is down 8%, 578,000 shares traded. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this one on there, but I will mark my levels just in case. So 65.09 is the low of the pre-market, 65.16 to be exact. The nearest low towards the close to the price action is 76.15 from a couple of days here. We tested this area. Let's go back. What do we have down towards the back here? Are we all-time low with this thing? We shouldn't be. Yeah, no, we're not. So right here. All right, so the price is right above a previous area of support, 71.19. I'm going to mark that down. Just going to head over here and get some levels in between. These are big moves, right? From 72 to 65. That's a big range. The same thing here from 72 over to 76. That's a huge range. So you want to get some clean levels in between here to have. So we don't have the best daily chart to work with. As you can see here, this is a nasty chop. Just nothing really clean here. So we're going to do our best to find the best possible levels. We do have an area of resistance right on here at 74.92. And then towards the bottom, you do have an area of support for several days, actually. This one here, here, and here as well before it actually takes off. So 69.80, you want to have them down in your chart as well. And then right in here, some more nasty daily charts. We have a 67.23. So not the best levels, but out of these, you do see some ones that are actually pretty good, like this 69.80. That's a good one. It's been tested several times. And the 67.23 also, you got several days on here as well. So we do have our levels for PLCE. We'll see what we can get out of that at the open. Again, not the greatest daily chart going back, and also pre-market activity is looking okay so far. JMIA, pre-market activity is kind of getting pretty flat at the moment. I do like how this thing's been dropping, and we're now sitting at a level of possible support that it might want to crack. So low of the pre-market 11.05. Towards the bottom, I think this is all-time low, so there's really nothing else back here. This is a recent IPO, opened up around 20 bucks or so, and now it's down at a 12, around 12-ish. So the all-time low, nothing below that. Towards the top, guys, you have plenty highs and lows, previous day close, moving averages. Don't really need to add any more into towards the top. Again, just plenty of levels to go through if we can get going here. Some mentions that some of the stuff that you guys mentioned over in the chat room. ABBV. Here's not much volume, guys. Only 22,000 shares, so we won't look at that one just yet. IBM also very weak volume at the moment, so we won't consider that one just right now. DPW. This one is what kind of stock? This is, I think it's a real estate stock, if I'm not mistaken. So again, doesn't really trade well with what we're trying to do with our strategy, so I won't be watching this one. NBRV, this one is more of a penny stock, guys. Look at the nasty daily chart also. Yeah, you had some crazy days the last 2 days, but it's really more of a penny stock. Doesn't really trade very well. All right, so that is what we have so far. Norm, anything else that that you came across that you like at the moment, or?
No, that's about it. I did take a small pre-market position on lows at 110. It seemed to be holding there. See if I can get a little bit more of a pop with minimum risk on a tiny share size. But other than that, nice. I told you I had FOMO this morning when I missed it earlier.
Well, at least you got closer to the market open, so that's good. Oh God. All right, so that's what we have, guys. I saw someone mention earlier IQ. Let's see what IQ. So IQ had a monster day yesterday. Again, it's just a huge day here for this stock, trading around 16 bucks. It went up, well, we had 16.50ish or so, all the way up to 17.80, almost 18 bucks. So again, that's a very nice big move on IQ. I think today, not much going on, but you could give you a continuation day. Obviously, we're back at this above this levels of prior resistance. You can see here several days trying to get above this level. It's 18, so we're above that now. You could get some consolidation. It could be very choppy, or you can get continuation. A lot could happen on here. I am long bias on it, if you ask me, just because the way it's setting up. It looks like this was a good move, not giving back much and really holding above this prior area of support you have here. So, and also resistance. So that's a good move for them. But again, not a lot of volume at the moment on this one. Last one here, WKHS. Same here, guys. Just not a great daily chart. We have traded this one in the past before. It has been very active, but again, just look at this pre-market activity. Not looking all that great. Yes, we do have some volume. Yes, it is up 5.8. So these numbers just on their own look very good. But looking at the details, if we look under the hood a little bit more here, this is not looking all that great. And just the daily just doesn't look too exciting. On a day like today, where we have Target, we have Lowe's, even PDD's doing some amazing stuff in the pre-market. BZUN as well has a nice pre-market activity, not the best daily. Even Tesla has a good pre-market activity, also a decent daily. If we can lose this pre-market low, it could be exciting. And Nvidia, I'm excited to see what Nvidia is going to do at the open, because it looks like it wants to crack open here and head higher. So how many we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so I'll definitely drop 2. I'm probably going to drop these 2 here. Definitely going to drop JMIA. I do not have shares for sure on this one. I want to be able to trade it both ways, so I'll drop that one. And then Children's Place I might drop as well, depending how the market the pre-market develops towards 9:30. All right, guys, that is what we have. Benny's giving us one more. Benny's been very active in giving us stocks today. Coase.
Thanks, Benny.
Yeah, we appreciate that. So Coase here is dropping down a bit. Yes, I had a nice red day today. It's kind of the same situation IQ is, in just backwards, right? This one had a bad day and it's kind of pulling back a bit here. Not sure what it wants to do. Volume is very low right now, Benny, though, so we need to be careful with this. It is up 1.7. It could be one where you have your levels from yesterday. Yesterday we did this in the pre-market show. We still have some good levels. All these levels here are still relevant, given the pre-market activity. You can add one more down here. I will wait for this one to hit our our scanners, right? I will not have this one on my list, just because the pre-market activity and the volume is just not there right now. So just be on the lookout for it on the scanners. Turbo breakup, turbo breakdown. This can possibly be a good possible for later on today. All right, guys, that is all we have. Norm, unless we have anything else, we'll be signing off for YouTube.
That's all I got. Thank you guys for watching on YouTube, and I'll talk to you tomorrow morning for the pre-market show.
All right, take care, guys.